Hello, good morning and welcome. My name's Angela and this is not just about ducks, and I'm going to show you my garden and set out my projects for the next few months leading up to winter, and then I'll show you my projects that I've got to do indoors, which include I need to finish my tiling in the utility room, I need to decorate it, I need to do loads and loads and loads of things. So let's go and show you what I'm all about. I'm a widowed grandmother, so I was widowed 18 years ago. I try to grow all my own fruit, veg, salads and things like that. I keep ducks, chickens and geese, mainly ducks. I have 18 ducks, 4 chickens and 4 geese. So I'll show you what I intend to do for my projects which are coming up. So let's go see the ducks and see the garden, and we'll take it from there. I'll be right back. By the way, you need a good strong cup of coffee to do what I got to do in this morning, because I can't just do the video, I have to do my chores as well, so you get to watch me doing my chores, which there are a lot. So I have my gloves and I have my very needed hat. It's not just to look silly. Hats are important when you're working outside, as I am most of the day during the summer months, and I count summer months from sort of, I don't know, February, which is where work starts to intensify out here, until October, which is really a homesteaders or farmers' busiest time of year. So because you're either planting or harvesting, and if you're not planting or harvesting, you're then preserving the food that you've grown. And I grow quite a lot, so come on, let's go. I'll show you what I've done. Well, this is the cage I'm building. So I need to build more segments, I need more posts, I need to build it up and support it up there with probably a pent roof, I'm not quite sure yet, which will be covered in a mesh, because this bed is a non-pollinator bed. So this bed is just for things that don't need pollinating, i.e. brassicas, broad beans and lettuces, things like that. So anything that doesn't need pollinating is going in here, and I've done half of it. I've built the doors there and I've hung them. I just need to do the rest of it. So this is an urgent project which I need to get done before planting season next spring, but it's not as urgent as the project I need to do down there. So come on and I'll show you the garden as I'm going. So here are all my, this is my fruit bed. So my fruit bed goes from the top here, which I keep currants, strawberries, which I am going to extend the bed a bit, currants, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries down there. I have to move this chair again. So there's my fig tree, which is coming on lovely, and I've got some, at least ways I've got figs on here. There's some nice figs coming by there, as you can see. So the currants and the raspberries carry on down here. As you can see, there's some nice little currants there. And there we go. So here's my my grapevine. I need to get in there and I need to start trimming or continue trimming the vine itself, otherwise I'll have more leaves and no grapes. But I'm going to have, God willing, a good harvest this year. So this is borage here, and then I've got my sunflowers. So it's like a jungle in here. It's awesome. Yes. So in here, so I've got my plum trees, and you can see my broad beans there, and a bay tree which I need to get in and trim, but I'll have to wait until the flowers have finished, because not on the bay tree, on my plants, because it's so difficult to get in there. Yes. It's like being in a jungle. And so these are dahlias which I grew from seed in May, and as you can see, they are enormous. I didn't think dahlias grew that high, especially when I grew them from seed this year in May. Excuse the wobble. Palette collar raised beds. So I've got parsnips and beetroots and some carrots. Seems like the buzzards are around again. Let's grab my coffee. So this is my designated wildlife garden. So it's full of flowers and other things. So this is just for the birds and the bees and whatnot. I do need to deadhead the lupins and the other things that are growing in here. So this is my designated wildlife. So I've got echinaceas, I've also got the obligatory goldenrod, and lots of pretty things in there. There's nasturtiums, which are edible, by the way, and this is wormwood absinthium, which I also grew from seed. All these plants I grew from seed. Yes. And there is my olive tree, and I'm hoping I'll get some olives this year. I did last year, just a couple, but unless the birds eat them, I will get some. So I have my corn, and behind the corn, which you can't see, is my rhubarb. Yes. These are my runners. So I've got Painted Lady and Polestar. I've got some German beans, which are called Blauhilde beans, and they're a purple fine bean, and they're delicious. And the kids love them because they change colour. So I've got some horseradish. Sorry about all the jiggling, guys. But you did say you wanted to see around the garden. So this is a little seating area here, so it's a raised bed, seating area. So you can go in there, sit down, have a cup of tea or coffee or a glass of wine or whatever, and just chill in the bean beds. So I made this with spare 4x4s that I had in the garden from other projects that I've done. So I've built this from that. So there we go, and then it's covered, it's on the top, it's got decking. So I do need to go in there, and I do need to sand it down and oil it, clean it up, ready for winter. And my polytunnel. I think I heard a bird in here, so let's see if we can let the bird out. The birds do like it. So I've got my tomatoes and cucumbers and fennels and all sorts in here. So I built this greenhouse, so you can see the doors there. They're not quite square, but they work. So I need to make another door there. I need to make one which is mesh covered, so that I can get a firm breeze through the greenhouse to prevent blight on my plants. There we go. And I grow all sorts, you see. So I've got Ukrainian purple and Ponderosa pink. I've got Gran Marzano. I have Amish paste, and I have Roma tomatoes, which are for sauces, and I have edible, you know, the little sweet tomatoes as well. There's some of the things that I use in here. A lemon tree that I grew from a pip. Yes. So that is my greenie house. Here is my wildlife garden, my wildlife pond. There is no electricity in that pond. It is all done with oxygenators and other plants in there that are strictly, you know, they clean the water and whatnot. So the water is quite clear and fresh. However, I do need to get in it and I do need to clear it, but I can't do it yet because it's growing season for the animals as well, and it has frogs and toads and newts and all sorts of things in there. But as you can see, the garden is dying back, so I do need to go in there and start trimming the hostas and some of the ferns, and I need to get rid of some of these reeds, and so I do need to do quite a good bit of work in there. Yes, compost heap which I have to sort. I also have to build a new pen for my darling ducks. Yes, so this is the duck pen. So I'll grab my coffee. It's a bit rickety, but then it is, I don't know how many years old it is. I think I built it about 20 years ago. So it is a bit rickety, and I've added to it. So, hello love, do you want a hand? So this is the pen, or part of it. So my next project is I need to build a bigger duck house. Call it a duck house. It's a shed really. Do you want a hand? Come on then, I've got you. There's a good girl. So this is Miss Bell, by the way. Go on then, love. Go on. There's her new ruffled feathers. So I made all the shelving in here. So this is 2x4s and 1x4s. This side and this side, and then I made the vents there, there, and there. So, but I do need to build a bigger one. I've also got curtains in here, which I sorted. Again, it is a bit rickety, so what I intend to do is I need to build a bigger duck house, which will go back sort of a foot from the fence or thereabout, either side. So I need to enclose it all properly, you see, because of avian flu and this and that. So I have to prepare this a bit better for winter, because the birds will be grounded from December, the beginning of December or November, till April as it goes. That's avian flu season. So I need to prepare this. I have started getting things ready, but we shall see what we shall see. So I've got a lot of work to do in here. This is my most important project. This is what I will be working on over the next few months. I desperately need to get it done. So you can see I've rigged up a hose pipe that stretches from the house, from the outside fittings there, which goes down and around. Goes down and around to here, where I've got a Take Me Anywhere tap, and I have Verve fittings, which are awesome, by the way. I love the Verve green fittings. And I've got the Your Good Housekeeping nozzle thing there, which I'm not a big fan of, in all honesty. It's not as good as the Verve. It's not as good as the Verve at all. So that's that. So So of course what I need to do, I will be utilising some of this, so I need to bring this back. As you can see, I need to alter where the water goes. I need the water up there. So I want to change where I do the watering, bring the house back, which will need, so I'll need to build some form of platform here for the shed to go on, and I'll bring it back to here so there's air circulation. Then I can move the watering spot to up there, and then that water that comes out of there then can go to water my garden. It is good water, which is you know, because obviously ducks poop in it, so it's good water for fertilising your garden with, especially in this weather. As I have to give the water to the ducks because they need to snort and stuff like that with the water to clean their nares and their eyes and ears and whatnot with the water. So they do need copious amounts of water, but it is hard work to have it by here. It drains out, so this bit's nice and tidy, but outside there I have to work as well. So I need to cut down on the amount of work and chores that I have to do. So all this needs to be done. So I need wood and tools and you know, the main thing I need is wood and decent screws and a nail gun of sorts to do this bit, you know. So I will increase the size of the duck pen, the duck house, and so that, you know, they'll have a mighty good sized house that they can go in, they can chill out, they can have their own watering area, and it's all secluded from the wild birds. Because when you're keeping ducks in an enclosed area, and geese and chickens, it's I need to build a more homely place for them where they don't mind me being locked in. So that would mean putting a sort of tree in here which they can sit under, which they can't do during the winter months. I usually keep them in my polytunnel, but that is not very, it is good for them, but it's not very efficient. Right, I'll quack on and show you my other things. Betty, what are you doing down there? Come on. Oh dear me, Georgie, yeah. Come on, limp along. Good girl. Come on, Betty. Yes. So this is my wonderful gang, oh my wonderful flocks, my wonderful gang of ducks, geese and chickens, and I love them ridiculously. Yes. Are you my darlings? Yes, that's me. Yes. Come on, Georgie. Yes. So you can see here is the water, which I don't really like it gathering there. It's good stuff because it's liquid fertilizer. So I've got a nice green patch here, but it needs to be going on the garden, doesn't it really? I need my veg fertilised, don't I? Yes. Yes. So let's leave them sunbathing and doing their thing. Also, at the moment I am trying, this is why I'm down here. At the moment I'm trying to sort this path out so that the stones there don't hurt their feet. I didn't think when I put the stones down, and rough shingle like this or chippings can cause sores or things on the feet of the creatures that live here. So I need to soften it for them. You know, it can cause something called bumblefoot, and Miss Elwyn by there, so it can cause bumblefoot. Come on then, sweet pea, are you coming out? Yes, that's Miss Fern. So it can cause bumblefoot, so I need to put a pathway here. So that is another big chore. The thing is, with ducks, they drill. So I need to fill in the gaps in between this pave and get it all nice and flat. And so that it won't hurt their feet, more or less. So there we are. So this is inside my pollinator garden. Yes. So you can see all the flowers and the plants here. I have got some sneaky spuds in there as well. You've got to have sneaky spuds. And obviously some plants I need to take back. And I've got some sneaky squash in there. So this sunflower has almost finished, so I'll take the heads and I'll feed them to the ducks. So these are the doors I've made for my cage. So I've got the bolt there. And I put drop bolts here to lock the door in position. You can see I've made panels which can easily be removed and recovered, so if need be, if they're holes. And so I have got one down there which some scurvy little creature has put a hole in. I think it's a cat, you know, like this, but that's okay. I'm not worried. I can sort it. It's all good. Yes. And by the way, I am an organic gardener, so I do tend to use all my duck bedding and their manure. And I say all my duck, I know I keep a variety of waterfowl and chickens, but I do use all the manure, and this is why my garden has grown so immensely, is because it's because of what I use on it. The sunflowers, the ducks planted them, or the chickens, I didn't. You know, I give them the sunflowers and then they come out and about in the, you know, when they can, when the garden's mainly finished, and they clear it all for me. And they also clear it all in the polytunnel. There we go. So my garden mainly is totally edible, apart from the dahlias and the, well, I don't know what else, the dahlias, the lupins and the delphiniums, but other than that it's all edible. Yes, all edible, and you can make whatever. So I brew my own as well, so I make lots of wine with the produce that I grow in the garden. So I don't just make fruit wine, I make wine from the say from the beetroots or the carrots. When you boil your veg up, you get the water, which is what they've been cooked in, and then it's the water that you've used to cook your things, that's what you turn into wine, and it can be quite delicious and it's very good. And I have got videos on that as well. I've chopped a lot now. I'll say TTFN for now. This is Angela from Not Just About Ducks saying TTFN, tatty bye for now, take care, stay safe, and God bless you all. And by the way, I am a 63-year-old widowed lady who isn't the normal run-of-the-mill things. I like to do everything myself. So yeah, so there we are. I'll see you all again later. TTFN. If you've liked the video, please like and subscribe, and take care, stay safe, God bless. Bye. So my new toy is this. It is a small flamethrower, yes. It is a gardening one, so you can burn weeds with it, light your barbecues with it, you know, things like this. But I am, my first time ever, trying to burn holes through weed membrane so I can plant, because if you cut the weed membrane, it frays all over the place, doesn't it? So I'm trying to burn holes so that I can then plant through it. So it's my first time with a flamethrower, so I've chosen this one. It's called a Dominox, and I'm using MAP Plus gas. It is a disposable canister, and then the way you use it is you turn this, you screw it in tight. Then this is your more gas, less gas, your on off thing. Then this is your trigger here, which you click to ignite. So so let's show you how it goes. I am a bit nervous with it, so please forgive me if I nearly set fire to the, so I have had a go. I made a mistake that I didn't check it and it was still a fire, but I had to put that one out. So let's crack on, and you can see how it goes. So so turn this nozzle here, and then you can hear the gas, and so it's lit, and then you can, oops, that's up, so you have to turn it down. Well, happy days. It was a bit scary. The biggest thing I've ever used is a lighter, and I suppose if you look at it, it is a lighter. It's just a very large one.